Pugh. That'll do it! That will do it! Pugh for Bournemouth! The roof of the Gold Sands is raised! Everyone here knows what that could mean to this football.
Well, good morning and welcome to the summer series here on Back of the Net. My name's Sam Davis, and I don't think we've done an earlier show than what we're doing today, 8:55 a.m. But there's reason for that, because we're awaiting the announcement of the 2021-22 English Football League season in the Championship as AFC Bournemouth compete in the second tier. One of the most exciting leagues in the world. Yes, we'd have rather had money in the riches of being in the Premier League, and we won't have the bragging rights over insert obsessed club here. However, we've been there and done that. So as football fans, we can hopefully enjoy a season in the flesh where we get to see the game, where there's no VAR, there's plenty of matches under the floodlights, the return of Saturday, Tuesday games, and the variety of stadiums that we're going to be visiting is second to none. I'm going to bring in my guest very shortly, but if you're watching on the live stream, hello if you are. Get your fixture predictions in on the chat. Who are we playing first? Who are we playing last? And we'll chuck you a Back of the Net mug if you manage to get it right. So you've got about 3 or so minutes left to do that. But first, let's see what's coming up, shall we, on today's show. So yeah, the fixture release is at 9 a.m. and myself, and who's it going to be? It's Tom Jordan, isn't it? Of course it is. He's going to be with us to analyse AFC Bournemouth's curtain raiser. Last season we were at home. What's going to happen this season? Plus, we'll talk about the away days to get excited about. We're then going to do something special where you can get involved in an interactive away day tier list for 21-22. Can't wait for that. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we want to get your opinions in on chat. We'll also talk about the latest on Scott Parker too. What's going on? It's taking ages. There's reason for that, and also we can't not talk about the Euros. Plus, we'll do a bit of a live Q&A as well. So if you've got any questions with regards to what's going on at Dean Court, we would love to hear from you. So it's episode 3 of the summer series here on Back of the Net, and I think we should bring in this fella. It's Tom Jordan. Hello, buddy.
Morning, boss. Bit of an early start, isn't it?
It is a bit of an early start, but I tell you what, are you excited? Do these kind of days make you feel excited, or are you a bit nonplussed, really? We're playing each team twice. It doesn't really matter, does it?
I think once the fixtures come out and you see kind of who you start with, who you end with, who you've got now near Christmas, and you start looking at the away days and that, then I think you do start getting a little bit excited, for the little trips you can do. Hopefully, it'll go back to normal, so to speak, and we can visit some of these away days, because we done a whole tier list last season, didn't we? And it didn't even matter in the end. So it'd be really nice to be able to go to some of these grounds, and hopefully, there's always a few fixtures you look out for, isn't there? So I'm looking forward to it.
There's just over a minute to go. Have you heard about this interchangeable fixture calendar for Wycombe and Derby, mate? It's still rumbling on, isn't it?
Yeah, surprising. I thought they would have sorted that out by now, but it feels like when it gets to this close, I just can't see how they would deduct Derby now. I just can't see it. But yeah, they're still rumbling on, like you say. But they're two teams that you'd expect to be in and around the bottom as well. It must be, I don't know how they work it. I mean, how do Wycombe and that prepare, not knowing what league they're in? Bit of a weird one. But like you say, still rumbling on at the moment.
Nice to see a lot of people who are in chat making their predictions. Remember, first game, last game, but we're going to have to close this competition off very, very soon. Even if someone's close, we might chuck you a mug. So the fixtures are embargoed. It's the fixture computer that does it. And I tell you what, it has to do a lot of hard work as well, because it's got to keep certain teams apart on, in the same city on the same match day. So, for instance, in Sheffield, although one team's in League One, one team's in the Championship, they've got to do that right. It's 9 o'clock and everyone is probably refreshing, right? Tom, are you refreshing?
I'll have a little refresh now, mate. Yeah, having a little look.
Just a reminder that it's the Carabao Cup draw as well a bit later on this afternoon. So we're going to be ball number 1 for that. But who are AFC Bournemouth facing in the first game of the season? I tell you what, I'm getting nervous. I'm getting nervous already. Are you nervous?
Nervous. I've got it.
Go on then.
I know the opening day.
Yeah.
West Brom at home.
West Bromwich Albion at home. Go on.
Boxing Day is QPR away.
QPR away. I'm loving that.
Final day at home to Millwall. Win the league at home to Millwall. Can't wait for that.
Win the league at home to Millwall. Just imagine. So, just to confirm, then that is West Brom away. You say, yeah?
Home opening day.
Oh, at home. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, brilliant stuff. Well, we're going to pop these on your screen very, very shortly. And I've got to say, are there any standout fixtures there, that you're looking at in terms of any bad runs, Tom, or anything like that?
No, because that is literally all I've seen, because it was our lovely mate Chris Temple who just put them 3 up. So I'm just waiting to see the full list. But yeah, I think, didn't we played West Brom away, didn't we, a few seasons ago in the Premier League opening day? Yeah. I remember. So that's an interesting start, because obviously they're looking at a team that just missed out on getting promoted against a team that just got relegated. So that should be kind of a top of the table clash for the opening day, which would be interesting. Difficult start. To be fair, you never know, do you? I remember thinking we had a difficult start last season. We started quite well. Very difficult in the Championship, because anyone could beat anyone. But Boxing Day I always look at. Away at QPR, trip to London, that's not too bad. I'm happy with that. And final day at home, I always love a final day at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Then, so let's look at these fixtures in full then, as we've got them up in front of you here. So we've got AFC Bournemouth against West Brom on Saturday, the 7th of August. We then go to Nottingham Forest away. We're doing it early, Tom. Is that good for you? Because we all know you love a bit of Hooters.
Oh, Forest away, opening away game. Couldn't be any more perfect. Really looking forward to that one. Saturday, in the sun as well. Could be in the sunshine.
It could be in the sunshine. And it's Birmingham City away, maybe another 8-0. We'll take that. Blackpool as well, newly promoted. And then also newly promoted Hull City as well. So what are you thinking? I mean, we've got a former Premier League side as our first match. But other than that, we've got 4 winnable games for the rest of August, you could say?
Yeah, I think it's a tough opening too. Forest have been my little mini tip to have a good season. I could be wrong, but I just feel like they've got to come at some point. So I think that's a difficult opening away game, and obviously West Brom's a tough start. Birmingham, I've not been impressed with for a while. Blackpool, Hull, that's a decent 3. But yeah, like I say, you never know in the Championship. That's what's so great about it. But nice little start. Nice couple of away days in there. Yeah, looking forward to that.
So this is September then, moving into September. My birthday, 11th of September. Not great for some, but it's great for me because it was my birthday. We got Barnsley at home. That's a 3 o'clocker. And then, Tom, this is what I like to see, the return of Saturday, Tuesday games in succession. That is brilliant, isn't it? Barnsley and then QPR in the space of 3 days.
Oh, it's brilliant, yeah. Have the Barnsley game, get on the beers for Sam's birthday, and then you've got a Tuesday night game to recover. I always like that as well, when you have that month like that, 3 games at home, Cardiff away in there as well. But that could be a key month, because that could be a massive month. When you get 3 games at home, you've got to take advantage of that. But that looks on paper a nice month for us, doesn't it?
It does. So, yeah, QPR, Cardiff City away, Luton Town at home as well, and then Peterborough away. So, yeah, take away perhaps West Brom. You're looking at those first, 8, 9, 10 fixtures and thinking, we've got to make a good start of that, surely.
Yeah, it is a nice start, like you say. We've avoided some of the other bigger fish apart from West Brom, like you say. Be interesting to see if any of them get moved for telly as well. I don't know what they do on the opening day, but it feels like, obviously we haven't seen all the other fixtures, it feels like Bournemouth-West Brom is going to be the biggest game of the Championship start, doesn't it? So that'd be interesting. But yes, good games in there, but decent start. Yeah, decent start. This looks a tougher month.
It does. So this is where it gets tough. So you've got Sheffield United, who come and visit us. Probably the return of Aaron Ramsdale, perhaps, unless Arsenal manage to get their hands on him. Bristol City away, always a tough place to go. Won via Cameron Carter-Vickers' arse last time, I think, did we? We then got another away trip, Stoke City on a cold Tuesday night. It's that classic archetypal game. Then we've got the Cherries at home, Huddersfield Town. And then Reading away. And look, as you say, I'm sure some of these matches are going to get moved for TV. And especially against former Premier League sides, Sky always love to build it up, don't they? It's going to be the team that's relegated versus the team that just miss out on the playoffs. Our first match, you never know, could be televised.
Yeah, I think it might be. That is a tough month there. Classic, we got Stoke on a Tuesday night. Love that. My birthday's 24th, so we got Huddersfield at home day before. Take that. Yeah. And then doesn't get much scarier than going to Reading on Halloween, does it? So
no. No. Absolutely. So in November then, here it is. Preston at home. and then Swansea at home as well on the 6th of November. Also, we've got Derby County away, Millwall as well. That's a 7:45er. And then we've got Coventry as well. You know what I'm sort of, loving here, mate, is just the amount of teams that were so good in the 70s and 80s. You've got your Coventrys, you've got your Derbys, you've got your Sheffield Uniteds as well, all these old school teams. And I'm going to be loving visiting their stadiums because a lot of them, like Sheffield United, old school stadium, really like it. But then mix that up with the new grounds as well that we'll be visiting, like, the Ricoh Arena. I don't know if you've been there, have you?
No, Ricoh's one of the, if not, I can't remember. I think it might be one of the, and Hull. They're the two that I haven't been to in the Championship. So I'm really looking forward to them too because, new grounds and stuff. And because we seem to have missed Coventry over the years in terms of leagues. And they've got the Ricoh now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going there. Like you say, so many classic teams and stadiums and stuff. And that's what we've got to look at now. We didn't get promoted. So let's enjoy the fact we've got some great stadiums to go to and no VAR to ruin it either, like you said at the start, mate.
Absolutely. So here are your festive fixtures then. We've got Fulham away. That's a Saturday away day. I'm sure we're going to all be up on the trains and having a few beers. Do you know if their stadium redevelopment of the Riverside Stand will actually be complete by then? I don't know because it's looking quite good.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, hopefully it will be. Hopefully it's not a turn of the year job because then we'll just miss it, but it might be. But I love Fulham away. I've got great memories of that on that Friday night.
You know what? It's always the standard procedure for me for a London away day. Train up, quick pint at the hole in the wall at Waterloo, and then get to where we need to go. Have a few beers en route. Absolutely superb. We've got Blackburn Rovers at home, then Middlesbrough away. QPR on Boxing Day, as you said earlier, and then Cardiff City is ending the year on the 29th of December. And I was looking at our record at QPR, mate, and we'll be doing this later on. It ain't great. So that might not be a Boxing Day to delight us.
No, I didn't know that. But when you were saying it, I thought I can't imagine it's very good because I can't imagine us. Yeah, I can't remember us winning there. To be fair, not that we've played them a great deal in recent times, I suppose. But yeah, nice little festive period. To be fair, if you're not at home on Boxing Day, you'd take London, wouldn't you? So that's not too bad. And yeah, Mum's birthday, 29th. So I'm glad we're at home for that because away day she might not have been too impressed. So I'll take that. But yeah, looks good start of the year. Is that? I mean, I guess we've played everyone by then, have we?
I suspect we have.
It's
usually the 23 fixtures are completed, and then you just reverse it around again. So what we've also got, Peterborough. We got Peterborough on New Year's Day, and that's going to be at home, which is a nice one. So if you're going out New Year's Eve on the beers, don't worry, there's no travelling to do. You've just got to head to Dean Court, and there you are. We've also got Luton Town away. I think we played them around sort of December, January time last year, I think, didn't we? And that wasn't a match to write home about, but I'm really looking forward to going to Kenilworth Road. We'll get into our tier list very shortly. We've got Hull City away, Barnsley as well. So 4 matches during January. And of course, we've got some breaks every so often. You can see there's a break there for the second weekend of January. I presume that's international break, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. You never know these days, do you? Like sort of the Qatar and all this stuff. I ain't got a clue what's going on.
Actually, very good point. Very good point. Good point. We'll have to see what's going on there. We'll have to see. Yeah,
loads of different changes, isn't there, around winter and stuff like that, which I'm sure things will have to get shuffled around if they need to. But yeah, Barnsley away in January. Oh, I'll tell you what, if you're there, I'll give you a mug. They deserve a back of the net to be there because Barnsley away is a tough one to go to, I'll tell you, especially in January.
I can see people on chat talking about the managerial situation. We're going to be covering it very, very shortly here after we've done our away day tier list. But in February, then we've got West Brom away, Birmingham at home, and we're sort of alternating. Then we've got Blackpool away. That's on a Saturday. Blackpool, not bad. Also, Nottingham Forest, that's at home on a Saturday. Of course, these are subject to change. Sometimes they might be shifted to the night before if it's a Saturday one, because you know that Sky love their Friday nighters, but also we've been known to switch to Sundays as well. Kickoff times may also vary too, becoming lunchtime games from 3 o'clock as well. So always worth being wary of that. And of course, we don't even know whether we can get to the games yet. So I'm sure you're not going to be booking up hotels just yet. Swansea City away, that's a Tuesday night. That's a shame because I do like a bit of a night out in Swansea, mate, I've got to say, but never mind. There's always Cardiff. I can't remember when that was. Stoke City at home as well on the 26th of Feb.
Yeah, frustrating Swansea on a Tuesday night, like you say. Blackpool away that's near Valentine's Day, isn't it? I'll tell you what, all the couples, if you're worried about going to the away game, just say to the missus, look, I'll take you to Blackpool for the weekend. Love that.
What's not to love? What's not to love?
Amazing.
In March, you've got Preston at home, then Derby, Reading. We've got another Saturday, Tuesday special, and then we've got Huddersfield away. That's a Saturday game, and then we've got a break until the end of the month. So, yeah, nice to have Derby and Reading. And, Reading, any thoughts about how their season's going to be this season, Tom? Because they bottled it last time. Are they going to do it again?
They did, and I thought they'd be near the bottom, and I think that again. I think they'll struggle, but don't write them off. They started the season very well, obviously filtered out, but they did have a good season in terms of what I thought they were going to do. I'll probably say middle diddle at the moment.
Middle diddle.
Out now in the squad and stuff like that. But yeah, always nice to end the season, near the end of the season, play Reading. We've done that before and it went all right.
It did. So in April then, we've got a fairly busy fixture list here. So we've got Bristol City at home on a Saturday. We've also got Sheffield United, that's away on a Saturday as well. And then we're getting into the Easter holidays as well. So you've got a Good Friday fixture at home against Middlesbrough. That's nice. Coventry away. Fulham, that's at home. And then Blackburn Rovers is away as well. And hey, Fulham, Scott Parker, AFC Bournemouth manager, might be having something to prove against the Cottagers, mightn't he?
He might do indeed. I mean, I'm looking at them. Obviously, this is just like my own kind of thoughts. I think Fulham will be up there with us, and Blackburn as well. I think could have a good season. So that end of April, playing Fulham and Blackburn back to back, I think that could be key. That could be big. I mean, you'd like to think us and Fulham should be in amongst it, definitely. So to be playing each other in April, that could be a massive game, I think.
And we finish the season with, as you say, Millwall at home. That could be a tasty one, and that is a 12:30. So yeah, that is how it is. We've got a home match last game of the season. We've got an away match, but it's not too bad. They always try to reduce the travel time between clubs if it is an away match. That's QPR away on Boxing Day. So that's another date for your diary. But the first home game of the season is against relegated West Brom. And it's going to be a tasty start to the season. But Tom, you're eyeing some points at the start of August and September, aren't you?
Yeah, I think it looks a decent start. I think them opening two, potentially tricky. But sometimes I look at it and think, West Brom, for me, maybe even the favourites. I'm not sure, but they'll be up there, you would have thought, with their squad. Shouldn't lose too many players. So I think sometimes it's better to get them before they potentially go on a bit of a run. Get them before they kick in. Get them early, and Forest be tricky. And then Birmingham and Blackpool, I quite like the look of them too. So, yes, build it up. Like I say, it is always difficult to judge. I remember last season thinking it was a really tough start, and we started quite well. But there's some nice little blocks in there. I think it's September we have a tricky one. But I quite like that start, yeah. I'm quite confident with that. I think all the fixtures have felt quite nicely. Like you say, you always look for Boxing Day, it's London. Yeah, not too bad. Start and end the season at home is always good as well.
Yeah, it is. So what we're going to do next on Back of the Net is an away day tier list. Now, of course, we did this last season, but this is going to be slightly different. So we're going to be doing it based on when we're playing them. Because, let's face it, there are certain matches like Swansea. Is it a good away day? It's all right. But now it's a Tuesday. Does that make it less desirable? Probably so. So what we've got are a number of categories. Myself and Tom, we were up late last night trying to pore over this. And these are the categories that we're having in our tier list. Every single away club is going to get ranked here. Decent. I've cut off my right arm to go. It's on. We've also got standard, but yeah, I'll go. Also, having to think twice, and also hideous. I mean, I will. Of course we will. But we would rather not. And Tom, we do love an away day tier list, don't we? And it's there in front of us. And we're going to do this in the order of when we play them. Okay, so starting off, obviously we've got West Brom at home, but on Saturday, the 14th of August, we have got Nottingham Forest away. Now, Nottingham Forest away, I know you love Forest, 160 miles in a car, 3.5 hours. You're paying £4 a pint there, but our last five there, Tom, not particularly great. Did you know that their nickname was the Tricky Trees? I had no bloody idea about that.
I've never heard of that. No. Tricky Trees. I'm going to have a look into that and see where that's come from.
Didn't have a clue.
But like you say, I lost 5 there. I didn't realise that. I remember one of the draws in there was a good one though. Puri late goal made it feel like a win. I think that was first championship season. But yeah, it's the best away day for me. Got the Hooters in there, and it's just lovely. I'll cut off my right and left arm to go, mate. And it's the first away day. I love that. Get it up the top. It'll be sunny as well, hopefully.
There we go. Forest has gone to the top. And if you're on chat, you can basically decide where you want each team on the tier list. Okay, so that's been ranked as decent. So next then, our next away trip, it's a Wednesday night, Tom. So something to perhaps take into consideration. And we've got a team that we like to win against at their place. It is Birmingham City. And look at our last 5 results there. Now, bear in mind, this is in all competitions, not just the league. You're paying £4 a pint. It doesn't take too long to get to, 164 miles away, less than 3 hours in a car. And we always love a win at St Andrews, eh, mate?
Oh, yeah, brilliant record there. I've had some, great memories there. The 8-0 was on my birthday. Like, we've got some unbelievable memories there. And it's, to be fair, it's up there with Forest. They're 2 of the ones I look for away days just because of the memories and stuff there. Not too far. Like you say, it's just.
But Wednesday night, though, exactly. Yeah. Wednesday night. Does that kill it for you?
It's just going to put it in the one below Forest, I think, because it's still a good away day, and I think it's still hopefully even in the evening it won't be too cold and things like that at the time of year. So yeah, I think they're still whack it in the it's on. Let's get the second one. But like I say, if it was a Saturday in kind of August, September, then I would have put it up the top.
We play Blackpool at home on the 21st of August, but then. It's a Saturday, the 28th of August. We have got the delights of playing a team that Mr. Mark Pugh used to play for, Hull City. It's the KCOM Stadium. Our record there in all competitions, not particularly great. They won League One last season, 281 miles away, mate. You're looking at 4 hour 51. Now, bear in mind, this is just there. So, double that. You're spending 9 hours in a car. Price of a pint there, though. Worth the trip, £3.37. Our last 5 there, not particularly great. Have you been to the KCOM?
No, it's one of the only 2. Hull and Coventry are the 2 that I haven't been to in this league. So, yeah, really looking forward to it. It's I'm glad it's a Saturday because I thought Hull and Coventry are 2 that I've got to do, and so I'm glad it hasn't been shoved on a midweek. But so it's difficult for me. So it's so far that I think it should go in the not even in the middle, the one underneath maybe because. It's so far, and I mean to be fair, you save a bit of petrol on the pint, but yeah, it's got to be quite low. But maybe I'll change my mind because I haven't been there before, so I'm still looking forward to it.
Excellent. So there is the way our tier list is shaping up so far. So yeah, we go into September, and on my birthday, 11th of September, feel free to get the birthday cards in for that date. We've then got QPR at home, but the next away trip after that is a Saturday, and it is against a team where we have to travel over the Severn Bridge, but don't worry, there's no toll to play. It's Cardiff City. So there you go. That's the time in a car to get there. You double it for your round trip. So you're talking about a 230 mile round trip. Price of a pint's not bad. And our form's there in all competitions in bad. It's kind of on and off, isn't it?
Yeah, and there was we've done all right there. I think one of the draws was when hit Callum Wilson, if you remember, from the goalkeeper. We should have won that. But yeah, we've done all right there. Like I say, it's not too far. Not bad for a price of a pint there. I always like Cardiff away. You can kind of have the weekend up there as well. It's going to go with Birmingham, I think. The only reason I wouldn't put it at the top is the last few times I've been, they stick you in a harvestery type pub. It's not the best for an away pub. Do you know what I mean? It's mixed and things like that. That's the only thing. But good place.
Their stadium sort of out of town a little bit. I mean, you can walk from St Mary Street and it takes about a 20-25 minute walk to get to the stadium. You're sort of walking through an industrial estate, but in and around the pub, the stadium, there is nothing, sadly. But yeah, it'll be an interesting away day, as will this one be. So after Cardiff, we've got Luton Town at home, but on Wednesday, the 29th of September. Bear in mind, it is a Wednesday night. It's a 7:45 against Adrian Durham's Peterborough. Obviously, he'll be on TalkSport this season, rekindling rivalries against every club that's going. But you're paying £3.60 a pint there. It's 3 hours in a car as well, Tom.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's been ages since I went there. Long time. So I can't remember too much about it. I think it was on Sky.
Hmm. I think
Um,
yeah. Oh, go on. You just slightly disconnected for a minute there, Tom, but you're back. You're back.
I'm back. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going. Like, it's a shame it's in a midweek, like you say, but
Every so often, Tom, you are disconnecting. So I'm going to make this decision for you until your issues are sorted out. And what we're going to do in the meantime also is just quickly go through some of your comments as well. Tom, for some reason, every so often you do cut out, but it's fine. It's the internet. We're live. These things happen.
it's too early. My computer and that's going, what are you doing up? What's going on?
Yeah, it was. So Peterborough, I mean, where would you be putting London Road then for a Wednesday night trip?
I think the Wednesday night is going to mean I'm going to put it alongside Hull. I probably would have put it in the middle, but I'm going to put it alongside Hull because of the fact that it's an evening game. Always harder for an away day. So yeah, we'll stick it there. But looking forward to it. It's one I haven't been to in years.
All right, so we got Sheffield United at home on 2nd of October, but then 2 weeks later, having a bit of a break. That's due to internationals. I think we have got a team that is not an awful long way away from us, and that is Bristol City, 72 miles away from where we are. That and Reading is pretty much even in terms of distance away. So price of a pint, though, Tom. Oh,
that is outrageous. I
and
can't believe
look at that. Last season, fall from grace or what? I had no idea they finished 19th. 19th.
That's what I mean. I think a lot of people stopped talking about Pearson. You know, we kind of were talking about him like we would take him, and he started quite well. Probably after they lost to us, they just were awful, the run they went on. Because they were in amongst us when we played them. They were trying to sneak in the playoffs. So real fall from grace there. But I think he's got the job, and I'm sure he'll do all right with them. It's a decent little ground, actually. Like I say, not too far. I might whack that with Birmingham and Cardiff, actually.
And I love the redevelopment that they've done as well. I don't know whether they're going to be redoing the Ateo stand as well, but seems to be really. And I've got to say kudos to their groundsman as well, because last weekend they did an absolute cracking job. They had the rugby Premiership final. The semi-final. They're the finals at Twickenham this weekend. So Harlequins won that, beating Bristol. But then on the next day, they had the National League final as well, where that was Torquay versus Hartlepool, wasn't it? Where the Torquay keeper came up and scored. And they got the pitch marking sorted out, and the turf looked absolutely superb. And I love what they've done to their stadium as well. So, yep, I agree with that. I'm happy to put that in there. And then straight afterwards, 3 days later, mate, it's the horrible trip, and I'm guessing you can imagine what it is. A cold, wet, windy Tuesday night at the Bet365, mate. Thoughts?
Oh, I can't believe we won the last three there.
Yeah,
that surprises me. That's really good. And pint. Give them credit for the price of the pint in there. But yeah, listen, it's Stoke on a Tuesday night. I mean, what can I say? And I've been there a few times, and for an away fan, it's not great. And the fact it's Tuesday night as well. I mean, get all the memes out for Stoke on a Tuesday night, which will be a laugh, I suppose. But yeah, I'm impressed by our record, though. I didn't know that, but it's got to go right at the bottom, mate. It's got to.
Oh, Stoke City, right at the bottom. Hideous. Rather not go there, but we're not plastic, so we probably will. I mean, actually, to be fair, I wouldn't even say that's a plastic thing. I can imagine many fans would be like, you know what, I can't be dealing with that. So there we go. That's Stoke City that have gone into the hideous category as well. So after Stoke City, we've got Huddersfield Town at home, but it's then a Saturday trip to the closest ground this season, and we all know who that is. The team that was supposed to be getting promoted, but they didn't. 74 miles away in a car. It's not too bad. Price of a pint's not great. Our last five there have been on and off. Last time round, mate, it was awful, wasn't it? That 3-0 on a Friday night. Oh
yeah, that was horrible. That was one of the bad moments in the season, wasn't it? But yeah, like I say, because of how close it is as well, it's always a nice away day. Feels around the corner, which is always handy, and it is quite a nice stadium. So yeah, I quite like going to Reading. So it's got to be nearer the top, I think. Gonna whack it in the second one. It's not quite Forest, is it? But it's close. So yeah, we'll go in that one.
And so, can I be clear? Are your decisions for Forest based entirely on Hooters, or is it anything else as well?
I mean, Hooters gets a good 95% of it. No, I think that helps, but I think it's not too, I don't mind kind of Midlands area. It's not too far. Do you know what I mean? You're not going too far. I quite like the Midlands area. And to be fair, it's also Nottingham Forest, historical club. It's a nice stadium. I think it ticks quite a lot of boxes. I think if it was a little bit closer, it would literally be perfect. I think it ticks a lot of boxes. And I think the fact that it's also the first away game, when the fans want to be there, everyone's buzzing. I think it just ticks every box, mate, to be honest. I think, like I say, I like it. But if it was if it was a midweek or it was in the winter or something like that, it'd have to be a bit lower. But every box is ticked for Forest, mate. So, yeah.
Wednesday, 3rd of November, it's Preston at home. We've got 2 home games in a row, and then it's Swansea on the 6th. But we take a break, 20th of November, and it's Derby County or Wickham. We don't know. Derby County at home. But let's just, for the sake of argument, say it is Derby County. And there we go. You're paying $3.58 a pint, but look at that away record, mate.
Oh, God. I mean, yeah, I remember going there, actually, and on a Tuesday night and seeing Jordan Ibe absolutely tear us apart when he was on loan there.
God, yeah.
But yeah, it's always been tough there. I mean, to be fair, when we've gone there in recent times, they've been one of the big boys in the league, haven't they? And we always seem to have played them when they're top of the league and on a good run. So that's a run we need to change, definitely. It's okay for an away day. It's not ideal. It's okay. I'm going to whack that straight in the middle. First one that's going bang in the middle. Not too far. Yeah, we'll whack it straight in the middle, Derby.
And this is our tier list based on when we're playing them as well. So we're taking into lots of factors. We're taking into account the drive. We're taking into account the price of a pint, the trip, previous form, what the stadium's like, whether the pubs around the stadium are any good. So that is our tier list so far. That is where we're at. So after Derby County away, we have got a team that a lot of us will be probably catching the train to London. Can you guess who it is yet? It is, of course, the delights of Mill. It's Millwall. It is £5.15 a pint though, mate. London prices, eh? Oh,
unbelievable. Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because, like I say, London away trips are always decent. Let's play in Millwall. It's never great to go there. Yeah, record's a bit indifferent there. I've been there on the last day. I remember going once. But yeah, that'll be an interesting. I'm surprised they got 11th in the end. They've done all right in the end, didn't they?
Yeah.
Crept up a little bit. Not too far. Oh, I'm going to whack it bang in the middle, I think, mate. Let's go with Derby in the middle. Yeah, it's not too far. Quite any, but yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I think it's fair to go in the middle.
It's a relatively new stadium. It was called the New Den, but now it's just a den. If we were going to have a new ground, mate, would you like the enclosed bowl or the sort of 4 separate stands like they've done?
Oh, I quite like the bowl, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I quite like it when it's kind of like joined. I quite like that. But yeah, it's difficult because you never kind of know until they're actually done what they're going to look like and what the surrounding areas are like. It always makes a difference. But I wouldn't worry about that, mate. It'll be 20 years till we sort that out.
Yeah. I tell you what, I really do like Denmark's, the stadium that Denmark have been playing in, Copenhagen. I love that. It's just slightly different, isn't it? So, yeah, happy with that. So, Millwall, yeah. So, after that, we got Coventry City at the end of November. But the next away day is on the 4th of December, and that is another trip to London, mate. I'll be intrigued to see where you're going to put this bad boy. Relegated from the Premier League. Scott Parker's going to be having something to prove. It's against Fulham at perhaps their redeveloped stadium by that point in time, and that's a computer-generated image of how that stand would look next to the Thames. It'll be a great stadium.
Yeah, it will. I think that adds to it as well because obviously we all know how we've done there recently. I had one of my favourite ever away games, I think, there on a Friday night in the promotion season. So that's definitely pulling on my heartstrings a little bit, making me remember that night. It's not far, like you say. I've always liked Craven Cottage. And plus now, like you say, with the added things to it, I think I might whack that. I think if any's going to get, I'm going to put that next to Forest, just so Forest's not on his own. I think Fulham ticks all the boxes, mate. I really do.
But you're paying a hefty wedge for a pint, but that's to be expected. But you're having beers on the train on the way up, so you're sort of counteracting the price, aren't you?
Yeah, and I kind of evened it out by saying, okay, the pint might whack it down a little bit, but then the memories we've got there puts it back up for me. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. I just remember all the fans being in there for that one, and it was great atmosphere. So yeah, really looking forward to Fulham away, and that will, you like to think, be a real big match as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of fans will be thinking, how on earth have they managed to put a huge stand like they've done there on that side next to the river? Well, they actually had a deal with the council whereby they basically bought a chunk of land that was basically the Thames. And yeah, they kind of built out, and now they've got this incredible stand that's being built there. And it's just, it's a ground with such character as well. So yeah, really looking forward to going there, and just really hope it can happen. So after that, we've got Blackburn Rovers at home, and then if you're ranking Fulham as the best, I would love to know where you're ranking this particular away day, mate, because it's on a Saturday, so that's a saving grace. But it's Middlesbrough on the 18th of December.
Oh, it's horrible, man. Look at our record there as well.
Yeah, it's not great.
I mean, to be fair, a few draws, but yeah, it's not a nice one. I mean, the stadium's all right, but I've only been there once, to be fair. But when I went there, and I remember when I used to see it on kind of Match of the Day and stuff when they're up there, it never looks full either.
It never does. Yeah,
the atmosphere is always poor as well. I think if you get a good home crowd there, like I say, this is off one game, so I might have just caught them on a bad day, but it never feels like it's really really pumping there with the atmosphere. I think it's got to go with Stoke, and it's so far. I think, but that's our longest trip, isn't it?
It is our longest trip. Yeah,
it's got to go near the bottom for that. I think, because it's slightly better than Stoke, but it's slightly further than Stoke, so it's got to go next to it. Definitely, they're the two, and maybe one more. I'm debating that I really am kind of thinking, this feels like a job.
Oh, interesting. So we seem to have all of our London trips like fairly close together. And this is another one of them, going to the Loftus Road Stadium. Of course, it's renamed after Cayenne Prince. But there we are, 106 miles in a car. It's less than a 4-hour round trip. Of course, you're paying London prices for a pint, especially around White City. And our form there is not particularly great. Almost a bogey side, you could call them.
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't realise that. I mean, to be fair, now I'm thinking about it, I can't remember winning there. But yeah, I didn't realise our record was so bad there. That is a worry. But yes, London on Boxing Day, I think that could have a good feel to it, couldn't it? I think we'd have said if you're not at home on Boxing Day, you want London. And like you mentioned, they try and keep you quite close Boxing Day. So I'll take that. Do I go?
Where are you going to put it? Come on.
I think because of the record, I'm trying to put everything into consideration. I'm going to put it in the middle with Derby and Millwall.
Interesting.
It would have gone one up, but the record's so bad that I think, that's not a good omen. So I'm going to put it in the standard as Daniel agrees. If Daniel agrees, I'm happy.
If Daniel agrees, well, he's just he's the fountain of AFC Bournemouth knowledge, isn't he? So then after that game on Boxing Day, we've got Cardiff City, that's at home. We then, on New Year's Day, have Peterborough away. And again, these London-ish teams are fairly close together. So on the 15th of January, we have the delights of going to Kenilworth Road with the row of beach huts on the left-hand side. Great stadium. Have to go down the Oak Road and walk through someone's back garden in order to get in the stand. But, a difficult team to play last season. We didn't particularly do well at their place or our place. Cheap pint, though, and not too bad, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm quite looking forward to that one. I think that was one that when they come up, obviously, and we were hoping that we could go last year, it was one I was really looking forward to. Like I said, it feels like it's been a while. It's quite old school. I quite like Luton, not too far. So it is one I'm looking forward to, got to be honest. It's not quite at the top, though. Not quite at the top. Like I said, the record's not brilliant. I'll go the one underneath with Birmingham and Co. We'll get it in the second tier because I am looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Luton Town. Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to it as well. So it's in the category for It's On. And once again, Daniel in Florida, bang on the money. Do you two share the same brain or something?
We're in sync, mate. Superb. We're in sync.
You're in sync. So this is where it starts to get hard. And you know what? You were talking about a certain away trip previously. I've got a feeling it may be coming up. I don't know for a fact. But anyway, we've got Hull City at home on the 22nd of January. And then a week later, we have the delights of travelling. And I don't know if this isn't our longest trip, maybe our second. But is this the one, Barnsley?
Is it a midweek?
It is on a Saturday,
Okay.
so we're all right. Saturday, the 29th of January.
Oh, I've been there, and it ain't. They're just the surrounding areas and that. It's just horrible. I just didn't enjoy it at all. Record's okay. We did win when I went there with a late goal, which helped. It's so far. I mean, that's probably quite generous for it. I remember if you get stuck in a bit of traffic, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But and it'll be interesting as well. I think if they keep hold of the gaffer, that'll be a tough game as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be a tough place to go. Or is it as bad as Stoke and Borough? It's difficult because it's definitely worse than Hull and Peterborough. Is it as bad as Stoke and Borough?
Really difficult.
I don't think it quite is. I'll go with Hull and Peterborough.
Okay.
I don't feel. I think our record's not too bad. So yeah, we'll whack it just above.
There we go. All right. So Daniel's on with you for that one. So that is the end of January. And then on the 5th of February, it is another former Premier League side by the way of West Bromwich Albion away, going to the Hawthorns. 176 miles, so double that for the round trip. What's that? 352. 3 hours in a car. You're paying $4.15 for a pint, which surprises me. Form there, not particularly great. I always remember that 2-1 win with Adam Smith and Charlie Daniels in the Premier League, and didn't have a particularly good season in the Premier League last season. But thoughts on a trip to the Hawthorns, mate?
Yeah, it's interesting because I didn't know our record was quite poor there, because the last one I went to was the one you mentioned, was the win. So yeah, not a great record. Pints a bit more than I thought as well. I didn't mind it. I thought it was quite nice. I thought it was quite nice when I went up there, and I think it will be, trying to put into consideration, this is just predicting, but I think it'll be a really big game as well.
Yeah.
You'd like to think we'll both be up there in amongst it. It'll be quite a big game. I'll whack it in the middle because points quite pricey as well. But yeah, whack it straight in the middle. I think that's fair for West Brom.
So Birmingham City is a midweeker. That's at home. That's the 9th of February. But then on the following weekend after West Bromwich Albion, mate, we have got the delights of the Illuminations, mate, and the big one, and all that has to be seen in Blackpool, where you're paying £2.70 a pint, mate. Have a bit of that.
God, give me some of that. I'll tell you what, everyone book your time off work around there. Like I say, Valentine, I can't think of anything more loving than going to Blackpool on Valentine's weekend. So
100%.
It's just a shame it's so far, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a shame it's so far. But I think it's one of them. You go into that and you go, right, maybe this is what I look at, and I make a weekend out of it. Do you know what I mean? And don't do all that travelling in one day. But I didn't realise that was the price of a pint as well. I think it'll be a really good one. And I think, was it the last time there or recently, we absolutely battered them. It's like we hit them for 6 or something, didn't we, promotion season? If it wasn't, I mean, everything ticks all the boxes, price of the pint, everything, but it's just too far. So I'm going to go in the second one with Luton and co. But yeah, I think if it wasn't for the distance, it'd probably be at the top. But I think everyone secretly is looking forward to that one for a weekend, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And then after that, we've got Forest at home. And then it is a Tuesday night away day in Wales. And yeah, look, we all wanted it to be on a Saturday so we could have a few drinks and stay over in the Travelodge or whatever. But it's a Tuesday night, so it kind of takes the edge off this one. But Swansea, where you're paying £3.12 a pint, our record there's all right. I mean, we battered them last time, yet somehow didn't come away with the points. It's relatively, 300-mile round trip, so to speak. Thoughts?
Yeah, frustrated. It's midweek at the moment. That's frustrating because it is one I quite like. Well, I know the pub there was relatively cheap, relatively nice there. So I quite like it. I quite like Swansea. I've had some good away days there. But yeah, the midweek absolutely kills it. So I'm going to put it in the middle, I think.
Swansea in the middle. Controversial, mate. But
mate.
Yeah, I do agree with that. We've got Stoke City at home the last game of February, but then at the start of March, it is another trek up north. Can you guess who it is? We're playing the Lily Whites. It is a 4-hour 45 journey there in your car. You're spending the best part of 9 hours in your motor if you're driving up. The price of a pint's not too bad, and our record there is fairly patchy in a team that seemed to have our number somewhat last season.
Yeah, they were. It was really weird because when we played them last season, I thought, how are they 13th? How have they finished 13th? They were really good against us. But yeah, so I never really know what to make of Preston. I think it's quite a nice stadium. I remember going there. I went there in a midweek, and Federici was the hero in a cup game, but in a penalty shootout. But it wasn't that nice, to be fair. But I went midweek, so I feel like, at least this one will be a Saturday. Daniel's going standard. I'm going to go with Daniel because I'm not sure. I may have gone one under. Yeah, I'm going to go one under. Sorry, Daniel, I'm overruling you. It can't be the same as Swansea, even if it is midweek. I'm whacking it with Barnsley, Peterborough, and Hull. I've been there, and it wasn't great.
I remember a couple of games in I don't know what it was, the late 90s. I went on consecutive seasons, and we always won 1-0 at Deepdale. And I think one was a Steve Fletcher header early on, and then another was a Crystal Warren goal or something like that. Long time ago. But and the pub at the time, it was called the Garrison, which I don't even think is there anymore. I don't know. It's a short walk to the stadium. That was always where we went, and it was nice to meet some Cherries fans in there. I'll always remember Andy Smith, Gail Hope, Des Halstead, loads of them there. Brilliant days. That was when I was doing not back of the net, the website Boscombe on the web with John Sharkey. So great days. Right. Derby County at home in the middle of March, and then Reading as well. But after that, on Saturday, the 19th of March, we've got another fairly lengthy away trip. Now, we played them in the Premier League, where a lot of them on the coaches were leaving at 3 a.m. To get there for a noon kickoff for BT Sport. But you're paying $3.10 a pint. Our record there is not too bad, and it's not a bad stadium, and probably one of the better atmospheres that I've heard in the Championship as well, because their fans are, they are vicious.
Yeah, it's not as bad as that. Like I say, it is a bit of a trek, and Huddersfield doesn't sound great, but we've got a decent record there. That started off our promotion season. That was the first game away at Huddersfield, so it kind of always, it's got a bit of memories in there, a bit sentimental there. It is a nice stadium. I really like the stadium, and the pubs that before quite good. So I'm actually probably going to go a bit higher than maybe you would anticipate. I'm going to go in the middle. Considering it's a trek, it's probably the furthest one that's got there or higher, to be fair. But yeah, it's got some good memories there, and I think the stadium is nice. And like you say, they're quite good fans there, so I actually quite enjoy that for one of the further trips. So we'll whack that one in the middle.
We got Bristol City at home on the 2nd of April, but then a week later, we have got the delights of travelling to a club where last time I think we were there was rumours of the game not being on because of the winds and all sorts of stuff like that. We lost the fixture 2-1, didn't we? Or something like that. And the Blades, there's connections there, of course. Jason Tyndall was there for a bit. Aaron Ramsdale might still be there. Lisa Mousset will probably be having some fast food on the bench. It's going to be a difficult test against a team whose manager is very well desired in football, isn't he?
Yeah, that is a. I didn't realise that was our record there. God, that's horrendous.
Awful.
Yeah, I was there when I was sat in the pub thinking, is this game going to go ahead? It was Storm Summit, one of Katrina or someone. And yeah, it was crap, and I didn't really enjoy it. And that record's hideous. You know what? Do I go at the bottom? I might do. Yeah, crap. I'm thinking, why wouldn't I? Everything points to it, and that record's topped off. Yeah, let's go to the bottom.
And we're probably the architects of our own demise when it comes to that rating. So Sheffield United fans, if you're watching this and you're feeling a bit hard done by, nothing against you or the city. It's just that we are bloody awful when it comes to playing there, and hopefully we can turn the tables this season. But who knows? We don't even know who's going to be in charge yet. So Middlesbrough is at home after that, and then this one last season was at St Andrews, but this season it won't be, and it's going to be a new ground to tick off, Tom. It's Coventry away, and they're going to be back. Fair play to them for being back in Cov. It's at the Ricoh Arena. It's a trip that's not too bad. It's the price of a pint's not bad. The Midland games are always all right, aren't they?
Yeah, I quite like the Midlands games, like I said earlier. But it's one of the two with Hull that I haven't been to, so I'm really looking forward to it. I feel like I keep missing Coventry and the Ricoh. So I think for personal reasons, I'm going to whack it in the second category. I think it could go standard, but no, I'm going to go it's on because I haven't been there and I'm really looking forward to it. And price of pie, record's not too bad, not too far. Yeah, so I'm going to whack it on. It's on.
It's on. All right. And that, again, Dan, you're like Siamese twins. You must be sharing the same brain. I swear it. Brilliant. Okay. So Fulham at home. And then the last fixture in April is against Blackburn Rovers at Ewood Park. Is it a stadium that you've been to before, Tom? I'm sure you must have.
Yeah, I have. It's actually the reason why I've got a Bournemouth tattoo on my arm.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, went up there on a midweek. And I was going up there. I was very pessimistic, unlike me. And I said that we're never going to win at Blackburn away. I said, if we win, I'll get a tattoo. We won 1-0, Lewis Grabban, against Paul Robinson. So, yeah, it's... And then the time I went after that, we nearly missed it on the club coach.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I remember you saying, yeah.
And we were 3-0 down at half-time. But it's the thing that's difficult here is that it's the last away game.
Yeah.
And that's always good. It doesn't matter where you play. Last away game's always good because... all the fans want to go. It's the last away game, so you get a bit of a kind of funfair atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? It's quite nice. So I think for that, I'm going to put it in the middle, just because it's last day. Anywhere would go in the middle. I think last day if it was. So if it was anywhere else, it might have gone one lower maybe. But I think it'll be a good atmosphere. Last away game, and you never know, could secure promotion that day.
And if you're a fan of another club and you're thinking of visiting Dean Court, why not subscribe to Back of the Next? We're going to give you an away day fans guide. Myself and Tom are going to be checking out the places where to go. We'll be telling you how to get to the stadium, what pubs to go to. We're going to be speaking to the landlords. We're going to be doing a proper tourist guide for away fans. And for that reason, you know what? We're not playing ourselves, but I'm putting it in decent. You've got to cut off your right arm to go. You have to. And if you're playing us on a Tuesday night, book a hotel and then experience Bournemouth on a Tuesday as well. It will be worth it. So there is our finished tier list for this season. So Forest and Fulham, the two Fs, are the places to go, but also big shouts to Birmingham City, Cardiff, Bristol City, Reading, Luton, Blackpool and Coventry as well. This is based on, as I said, the drinks prices, the journey, the day we play them. I mean, Blackpool was unlucky, but, like Swansea was unlucky, really. Standard. Had it not been for Tuesday night, we are sure that we would have bumped you up. But there you go. Happy with that tier list, Tom? Yeah,
happy. Like you say, I think we're looking at, I love Swansea, but yeah, it's just killed us that midweek, hasn't it? Like you say, it all mixes it around a little bit. But I'm really not surprised that I've put Stoke and Borough at the bottom, I've got to say. But as I say, going to them two, not only is it that, it's also that our record's poor as well. So, hopefully we can change all that. And we'll have to do another tier list when we're in the Premier League.
So, moving on, then, we've been wanting to have some kind of managerial announcement from the club. It hasn't happened. And Tom, is there anything you've heard? Because this man is still not with us yet, but he hasn't left Fulham yet officially, so he can't really join us yet. But murmurings are that everything is as good as in place. It's almost a gentleman's agreement, and he's ready to join us. It's going to be around the corner, probably this weekend. Are you still nonplussed, or are you getting a bit more excited?
Listen, I'll back him, and I think depends what camp you fall in, really. I think the fact that we're getting a young English manager who's talked highly of from the media and fans and players alike is a good sign. I think depends which way you look at it. I think you could look at it and say we've literally just gone for Scott Parker. Should we have looked around a bit more, etc., etc.? Or you go the other end and go, you know what? The board know their man. They know they want. They've nailed him down, and they've just gone for him. So, it depends how you look at it. I think only time will tell. I don't get the massive hype around him of what I've seen. The fact that first relegation is probably a bit harsh on him, but then he goes with Fulham's side that I predicted to be top two, really. But he still got them out of it in the playoffs, fair play. And then they were poor in the Premier League, in my opinion. 5 points ahead of Sheffield United, who were absolutely atrocious. So they went down quite comfortably in the end with a whimper. So, I'm not sure. But listen, young English manager, project, things like that. There's a reason why he's leaving Fulham for Bournemouth. So we've sold something to him. Let's see what squad he gets to have, what players he can persuade to keep. You never know. Suddenly you go, Scott Parker persuades that Dan Jumala stay, for example. Yeah. And you go, bloody hell, he must be all right. So, I think time will tell on that one. But it's going to be Scott Parker. If it all falls through, then we're in trouble because they haven't got anyone else lined up. So we'll just end up having someone who's already at the club because we ain't got anyone else lined up at all. But I think credit to the club that we've nailed someone down and we've managed to get him off another club as well. So let's see what happens, mate. I think time will tell on this one. It's really difficult to give too much of a judgment until kind of the first few months and we see how he goes. Yeah,
completely agree. And look, also, I think obviously departing by the looks of it will be Jonathan Woodgate. We don't know whether he's going to stay on, but in terms of what Jonathan Woodgate did at Bournemouth, he did a solid job in difficult circumstances. He was hired in one of the weirdest managerial processes ever, and he was also in the background during an extended and complicated period of time where the club had learned its fate this season and were weighing up who to take on next. But sadly for you, Woody, I think the club already had designs on who they wanted all along. But you won us over. You were dignified, and given more time, who knows what you could have achieved. But you got us smiling with 7 wins in a row. Ultimately, we did fall short, but everyone, including everyone at the back of the net, want to wish you every success in the future. Do you echo that, Tom?
Yeah, echo that, mate. You come in, like you say, echo what you said. Difficult time, steady the ship. He was a really likeable guy as well. We got the best out of some of our bigger names as well. He had some injuries to contend with. And then, like you say, big run, kept us in the playoffs. And then win the first leg. Second leg, you have your captain out injured. You give away a penalty, make a silly error. There's so many things that went against us. We go down to 10 men. You think of that second leg and, you think, what are the worst things that go wrong? Well, lose your captain, lose a man and lose a penalty. They all happened. Yeah. So we're very unlucky. And whatever happens now, I think his stock rose a little bit. And if he wants to have a go at management, maybe drop a league, I think he could be a decent manager for someone. I think in like League One or something, he could really motivate and get the best out of players. So I wish him all the best. And if there's a way that we could keep him around, I'd be delighted. I don't see it because I think Parker's probably got his own plans and things like that. But yeah, whatever happens with Woody, I think we'll be hoping he has a good career in management or coaching because, he's always thought of well here. So, he done the best he could. He was so close, so close.
Yeah, very close. Right, stop. If you're not a subscriber to Back of the Net, then subscribe because over the next few weeks, we're going to be keeping you updated with everything that's going on around the club. We've learned in our analytics that 40% of people who watch our videos are subscribers. The other 60 don't. So if you want to be kept up to date with EFL and Championship stuff, it's free. We do it out of the goodness of our own hearts. Then please subscribe to us. We really appreciate your support. And also, if you're watching this, please press the like button because it really, really does help us. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And when Scott Parker news comes out, we're going to be live with a free-for-all. So you can get involved and have your say. And we'll be talking about his appointment. But also myself and Tom will get together in the pub and go over 10 reasons why Scott Parker will be a good thing for AFC Bournemouth. Of course, we got to weigh it up with negatives. We did that for Eddie Howe. The Celtic fans were loving him, Tom. But I'm sure we can pick out some really good points about Parker's appointment as well. Obviously, every appointment comes with some negatives. As Jeff said, it does seem to be like an Eddie Light sort of appointment. However, we will see how it goes, and we are really looking forward to that. Right, we can't not talk about the Euros, mate. 1-0 over the Czech Republic, and we're now facing Germany Tuesday. How are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. It's going to be a difficult game. I'd make them slight favourites probably. But to be honest, going into it, obviously, there was a very outside chance that we could have got Hungary. But knowing we could get France, Portugal or Germany, I wanted Germany. I think France have got the best squad in the tournament. I just want to stay away from them. And Portugal and Germany, I don't think there's a lot in it, but Portugal got Ronaldo. They got that star man who, as we've seen, he's already scored 5. So I worry about that a little bit. So, yeah, I would have taken the Germans. It's still going to be a difficult game. But if we had played for second, like many thought we should have, we would have had Spain. And then we would have had a really tough side of the draw. The interesting thing is, if I was a better man, I would say the winner of Germany-England has got to be favourites to get to the final, which is mad.
The path after that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, winner plays Sweden or Ukraine, I think it is, which, you'd fancy us. And then I think it could be Wales, Denmark, Holland or someone else. So probably Holland. And then you're in the final. So, just coming home and just give us the trophy. But Oh, we've got. I mean, Southgate. He's got that over him as well. Germany missed the penalty. Massive game, mate. But really looking forward to it. And I think, listen, they're not the Germany of old. We can get them. I'm looking forward to it. We haven't been amazing, but we're one of only two nations that haven't conceded a goal. Yeah, the last time we went for a group stage and didn't concede a goal was 1966. So omens are there. I think we could nick it. I love it. I've got. We're going to beat them on pens. Beat the Germans on pens. Imagine that.
I think we also just need to take a moment's silence for Scotland, Tom.
Listen, I just want to say to Scotland that they've 23 years. They didn't get out of the UK, right? But 23 years. They got the 0-0 trophy. Right? They got the 0-0 trophy. They didn't concede to the champions-elect. Amazing from them. They scored a goal. They got one goal, which was really impressive from them. They got two of the England players have now got to isolate. So it's been a good 23 years wait for the Jocks. So well done to them, and I hope they enjoy the trip home.
It's a lot of their fans have been saying how good the experience has been, but I thought they were they were good against us. They raised their game against us, but they were poor. And Steve Clarke, I mean, there are a talented bunch of players there. Well, a talented few, in amongst some players that are maybe, you've got a number of, say, championship players in the squad, but you've got some real talents. And I still don't think he's getting the best out of them. And, hopefully for the Scots, they can have a good World Cup qualification campaign or next one or whatever. I don't know.
Try and compare them to Wales, who have obviously done well and have got a decent route if they can get past Denmark. They're on our side. I think that's the difference. I think they've got similar teams in terms of quite a lot of good championship players, these squads. But the difference is Wales have got their main man where they need him. Gareth Bale, even Ramsey, could pitch him a goal. Scotland have got Che Adams, Lyndon Dykes. It's in the areas you don't want them. That's where they haven't got a player. You know what I mean? They're quite solid. McTominay and people like that, McGinn. But they just struggle. But I see the thing in that Croatia game, not a lot in it. And then Modric scores a worldie because there's a proper player. I think that's the difference for him. But at least Fraser didn't start a game, did he? But bless him. I mean, I tell you what, it must be hard being Ryan Fraser. Compared to Eden Hazard, then you can't get in the Scotland team.
Oh, you're very, very, very true.
Not bitter, though. Not bitter, mate.
No, not bitter at all. But you know what? I like that. I like that about you, Tom. Right. So that pretty much concludes our episode 3 of the summer season. And look, we've also got summer series. Don't even know the title of our own show, mate. So let's just run over the main headlines again. And AFC Bournemouth's opening fixture of the season is against West Bromwich Albion at home. We then travel to the City ground. We've got Birmingham City as well. Blackpool is an early one. We've got Millwall last game of the season and Boxing Day QPR away. So those are the main takeaway points. Tom, as ever, absolute pleasure to have you on, buddy. Pleasure.
Mate, there's not many people I'd wake up at 8 o'clock for, but you're one of them. And so is everyone that's subscribed to the channel. If you're watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, then I didn't want to get up for you. All right, click the button. I've had to wake up for this. So just click the like as well while you're there. Why not?
Yeah.
God, probably YouTubers now, aren't we, Sam?
YouTubers, oh my God. Content creators, all these buzzwords I'm using. But we're going to be doing all this kind of stuff for you over pre-season and a couple of cracking interviews along the way as well, and lots of different unique content. So do subscribe. For myself and Tom, have a beautiful Thursday. See you for the Scott Parker news. It's coming soon and it's coming home.